Hello everyone, I'm John Williams with Bautis Financial. And if you're a small business owner, you're going to want to listen to this. As the second round of the CARES Act stimulus funding, you may qualify for a small business tax credit, the Employee Retention Tax Credit, or ERTC. If you qualified for PPP during the first round of the CARES Act, there's a good chance this could apply to you. You see, during the first round, they didn't allow you to take advantage of PPP and the ERTC. In the second round, they lifted the restrictions, so now you can take advantage of both. If you want to take advantage of this tax credit, here are the 4 main points you should know. First point, how do you qualify? Now first, you have to have a small business with 500 or less employees before December 31st of 2020. The first round, the limit was 100 employees. So you may or may not have qualified the first round, and you may in this second round. The second part to qualify is actually related to your business income or gross receipts. Now what they're going to do is you're going to need to do is compare your gross receipts from 2020 to 2019 and the first 2 quarters of 2021 versus 2019. More or less, what you're going to want to think of is how the pandemic affected your business. If your business was down in 2019 versus 2020 and down in 2021 versus 2019, you're going to want to look a little bit more into this. The second point is how much is the credit? Now this part's a little bit more complicated. There's really 2 parts of it. One, there's $5,000 credit for the comparison of your gross receipts from 2020 versus 2019 per employee. So that's $5,000 per employee. It's $14,000 per employee as you compare your gross receipts being down from 2021 in the first 2 quarters versus 2019. So there's 2 parts of this going. So the comparison of 2020 versus 2019 is up to $5,000 per employee, and the comparison of 2021 versus 2019 in the first 2 quarters could be up to $14,000 per employee. The third point is how do you get the credit? The tax credit works differently than PPP. You're basically going to be filing Form 7200 with the IRS on or before the date you file your 941 quarterlies. If you're looking at the comparison of 2020 versus 2019, you're looking retroactively and you're going to be making a correction to the last year's tax returns, and that involves filing a 941X. But that's really it. No going to the bank, no applications, no SBA. It's very simple. And point number 4, what's the deadline? Now this might be the most important point of all, because if you're going to take advantage of both the PPP and the ERTC, you're going to want to act quickly. The deadline for the PPP is actually the end of March 31st. The deadline for taking advantage of the ERTC is going to be the deadline for filing your 941 quarterlies, which is the end of April. So if you qualify for the ERTC, you're going to want to take advantage. Otherwise, you're leaving quite a bit of money on the table. If you need help working through some of this, I'm happy to help. Reach out to me personally at John, John, at bautisfinancial.com, and we'll be happy to connect with you, set up a time, go through, help you with any of the calculations or answer any questions you have. Thanks a lot for joining us, and I'll talk to you soon.